Hey there everybody, today I'm going to be reviewing this pen. This is the Pilot Frixion, a Fineliner. It's in black. So Frixion is a line of erasable ink pens from Pilot. When I was a kid, I remember my father using Papermate, Erasermate, which was also an erasable ink pen. However, the Frixion line of pens, they come in many colors, including multicolored pens and all sorts of things, and they use a different eraser system rather than one that kind of flakes off and has pieces come off. This just rubs and there's nothing that comes off. I'm not sure how it works, but I admire Pilot for I just dropped it, excuse me. I admire Pilot for being able to take something that has already been invented, like erasable ink, but make it into something that's really interesting and fun. Today's video is about the Frixion Fineliner. So this is not the gel ink pen, this is more like a marker pen. And the Fineliners that I normally use are made by Unipin, or like the Uniball brand pens. It's actually from Mitsubishi Pencil, which I've been told is not related to Mitsubishi Motors, even though they have the same name and all. I don't know. But anyway, this is what I usually use. These Unipens. And so these Fineliners, they come in like many different widths, and they have a nice width here on the cap there, on the finial there. These, they write rather dry, which I like because it keeps the ink from bleeding too much into the paper and feathering. So in my artwork, what I will often do is I'll use a pencil until I like my design, and then I'll go over it with the Fineliners with a nice black outline and different widths, and then I'll add color after that, some watercolor over the top, or colored pencil, something, until it's finished. And so I saw these Frixion Fineliners and I thought, oh great, a nice solid black line that I could erase if I made a mistake. So I thought that would be great. But unfortunately that's not the case. For starters, the ink isn't very black at all. I mean, compared to the Unipin Fineliner, the Frixion is dulled and gray. I mean, this pen was in a display rack with many other colors, so perhaps I grabbed a gray by accident, even though it looks black. So what I did after I bought it and wrote with it and saw that it wasn't that dark, I went to Google Translate and I translated the word black into Japanese, and sure enough, and so translated into Japanese, it's black. So this is not gray, it's supposed to be black. So unfortunately, it just doesn't put down a nice solid dark line that I want. So I tried a few experiments to see if I could improve things a little bit. I tried filling in a circle to see that if, okay, maybe it will do like a solid dark color, but it reveals stroke lines, just like student markers, like cheap student markers will do. So it's not good for that. I tried writing over the same letter again and again to see if it would get darker, but it only got slightly darker and remained a definite gray. One thing I do like is the erasable quality. It allows for some neat calligraphy effects. So the stem of the letter can be erased. It's much faster to swipe the eraser on this solid black than to try and precisely create sections of a letter that line up just by drawing those individually. So for this effect, the Frixion's pretty cool. So draw a line and then erase, and that's pretty nice. The imaging editing program that I use to do a little color correction or something is it's called Inkscape, and it's a free shareware program. It can trace a gray image or any color image really, and you can trace it and turn it into a solid black. So if you're going to be modifying it anyway on a computer, then it doesn't matter if this is not solid black, but what you have on paper will still look, like the gray. So then I thought maybe I could use these pens to create temporary black first and kind of see how a piece would look before the permanent Fineliners go down. So in case I need to erase it. So like simply what I would do with a pencil, what I've already done with a pencil, but I could just use this first and skip the pencil and just draw this, and if I don't like it, just erase it and that'd be fine. And then use the Unipin Fineliner on top of that ink, and then just erase it so I get all the the lines underneath from the friction and have them go away. But unfortunately, that does not work either. So it's not a good replacement for a pencil, because when I tried to do that, laid down the Frixion pen first, the Frixion Fineliner, to create the semi-dark lines, then the dark lines on top with this Unipin, and then I thought, okay, I'll erase those. It smeared. It smeared. So when I use just a standard pencil to make lines, and then this dark Unipin on top, I can erase the pencil underneath and nothing happens to the ink. In this, it stays where it was, it doesn't smear. So the Frixion is not good for that either. So that's the Frixion Fineliner. So my review of this, yes, it's not good. It's negative. So the Frixion gel pens are very popular. They're really nice, many different colors, great to write with, and erasable ink. And so a lot of people like those. I've seen many people using them. So I haven't used them myself yet. So I don't know if I recommend them. I should do a review on that here pretty soon. But with these Fineliners, for the purpose of what I'm doing, such as creating a black outline and doing any color on top with watercolor or something, they don't seem to be waterproof. They can smear and smudge. The black isn't very black, so I think they would only be great for someone who just wants to get a lot of these different colors and use them like markers. And then I guess they'd be markers that you can erase, I suppose, with a little more precision due to the small tip. So Pilot makes great products, but for a fine liner, I think it's best to look elsewhere. All right, thank you very much.